Now, as a department manager or senior property manager, I want to go through with you now how to communicate and deliver information to a principal. I want you to take your property manager hat off and put your business owner hat on. So let's pretend that you have been presented with a challenge that you really do need some direction from your principal on. Or it might be that you need some tools or technology to create better efficiencies in the business and for the team. I want you to have the following in your mind when presenting the case to your principal. I want you to remove the detail. I want you to summarize. I want you to pretend that you're on an elevator ride and you only have 30 seconds to get the pertinent points of the challenge across to the principal. Have a solution. Always put forward a solution or why it's important to put the technology or the efficiency that you're presenting in place. Don't just talk about the problem. Give an understanding of what the risks are. Are there any risks to the business with the current situation or what you're proposing as a solution? What's the return on investment? If dollars are needed, is there a return on the investment? Show how that's of benefit to the business and to your team. Show initiative. Do things that show you don't need to be micromanaged. Now, I know by communicating in this way, you are more likely to get the best direction from your principal around your challenge and or providing them all that they need to make an informed decision. As a department manager or a senior property manager, you usually have a team of property managers that you are providing daily direction to. And you are typically the conduit between the team and the business owners. So are you still thinking like a business owner when you're interacting with your team? Are you living and breathing the values and beliefs of the business? Therefore, encouraging and motivating others in your team. Now, I want you to get a piece of paper and write down what you think the answers to some of these questions might be. Once you have, perhaps ask some of the questions of your team and see whether you are all on the same page around why the property management business exists and why a landlord or tenant would use your agency to lease and manage their property. So question 1, if the business was a bumper sticker, what would it say? Question 2, if the business was an animal, what would it be? Question 3, are you a custodian of your business, a true ambassador of the business when interacting with people in the marketplace? Question 4, are you thinking people and culture? Are you thinking growth? Are you thinking leadership? Are you thinking profitability and revenue return for your business? Question 5, what would your decision be if you owned the business? Question 6, what's my client saying about the experience after I meet them or finish a phone call conversation with them? Now, questions 1, 2, 5, and 6 are questions I would probably ask of my team. And it will be very interesting what answers you write down and what answers your team does. Talk this through with them at your next team meeting to really get everyone on board and motivate them to what should be your agency's cause, to provide the very best possible experience to both your landlords and tenants. Now, when it comes to growth, whether you are a department head or principal, here are some questions I want to propose for you to think about. How much is one more management worth? How about 10 more managements? What about 100 more managements? Do you have a number as to what growth looks like? Is growth about the number of properties we take on or the case value or asset value of each of those properties? Where are these new managements going to come from? What's the lead source? Is your back end in neutral? Is it going to be able to drive and handle the growth? What's the unique service offering of your business? When do we want to grow by? What's the time frame around it? And who's going to be driving the growth? As a business owner or department head, what's your time and energy commitment look like to the property management team? And how are you going to support and nurture the team and the growth plan? Very key questions to look at to help you plan what your growth looks like. I mention case value of a management versus the number of properties because quality outweighs quantity. What I mean by case value is working out what income the management will produce in a 12-month period at different management fees. Let's take a property that will rent out at $500 a week. Times that by 52 weeks, multiplied by, say, a 7% management fee, that will equal $1,820 in income for that one property. But say you listed a property at 5%, same rent, but at 5% management fee. The case value will be $1,300. So if the growth plan was 10 managements per month, I'd much rather see 8 managements listed at 7% than 10 managements listed at 5%. The reason why is because the value of your property management rent roll is not based on the number of managements you have, but by the management income that your rent roll generates. The more managements you have at the higher management fee percentage, the higher the value of your rent roll. When it comes to growth though, there is no point in investing time and money if you don't have the back end right. Your current team, technologies, systems and setup needs to be geared for growth. So what does your structure look like now, and what does it need to look like based on your growth plan? Are you task-based currently? Might it mean that you need to look at becoming a portfolio or pod base? Do you have leasing consultants in place? Will you need leasing consultants and/or BDMs to facilitate the growth? Do you actually have the right people at the moment? Will we need to recruit? And how do we go about attracting the right people? How do we activate the behaviors within the existing team and people that we bring on to achieve our growth plans? Does everyone embrace the values and beliefs of the business now and the growth plan that you're proposing? Is there synergy between the sales team and the property management team? How comfortable is the sales team in referring to the property management team? How are you evolving your people, and how do you keep them sticky to your business? It all starts with the plan, and you now have all the information you need to formulate and execute an awesome growth strategy for your property management business.